live, please. All right, Ms. Triplett, we ready?
Okay. Good afternoon. Welcome to John Lewis Invictus Academy Go Team meeting, where we will follow the agenda as it has been emailed to you and publicly noticed. We would like to remind everyone that this is a meeting of the Go Team. Only members of the team may participate in this discussion. Any members of the public present or here are quietly observed. For members of the Go Team, please identify yourself when you speak. I am pleased to call this meeting of John Lewis Go Team to order at 2:53. Our first order of business is to call roll. The secretary will now take the roll.
Thank you, Ms. Triplett. Mr. Ramon Garner, principal.
Present.
Ms. Taisha Laster, parent.
Present.
Ms. Kimberly Pruitt, parent. Ms. Helen Sims, parent. Ms. Rosalyn Triplett, instructional staff.
Present.
Ms. Cabricia Rump, instructional staff.
Present.
Community member, Ms. Rejoice Jones. And I think she's coming in a bit later. And Miss Lori Miller, our swing seat.
Present.
Thank you.
Triplett, go ahead.
Ms. Leslie, is there a quorum present?
I'm sorry, yes, there is a quorum present.
Okay. Our first order of business is to approve the agenda. This was provided to you and our copies are here. Are there any changes to the agenda? No changes?
No.
Okay. May I have a motion to approve the agenda?
I motion to approve the agenda.
A second?
Second.
Okay. All in favor, please say yes, so the secretary can record your vote.
Yes.
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 A show of hands on the screen for virtual. Any abstentions? Please say abstain. Okay. We will review the agenda, approve the meeting minutes for our last meeting. The minutes have been provided to you. Are there any corrections? So at this time, do we have an agenda? Did you all miss?
I can put it in the chat. Let's see. Or I can pull it up.
Okay.
Let's see.
Okay.
So
Can I add There are two agenda items that I would like to add to discussion item 1 and discussion item 2. The first being to discuss the school strategic plan. And then the other would be to discuss the map assessment or map data.
Okay. Is that okay, Mr. Garner?
Yes, ma'am. That's perfect.
Okay. So now we're at action item 1.
Okay, at this time, I don't have any candidates to bring to the table for the election of the community seat.
So
I do
we
want
will. Okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Mr. Garner.
I was just gonna say, I want to make note though that to Ms. Miller that we will speak to the young man from Grove Park that came out about possible filling that seat for us, or the new executive director who I received an email from today. So definitely at our next meeting, we'll have a candidate for that seat. In addition, I want to make note too that we will make communication with our two parent members who are not here.
So since we do not have any action item, are we going to the discussion items?
Yes. So do I jump in? I'll jump in. So for discussion item 1, we want to discuss our strategic plan, our school strategic plan. And so I don't know if you recall the last meeting we had. I think Ms. Gibson was saying that we kind of went in reverse order as a district this year. We kind of created the school improvement plans first, as opposed to having the strategic plan, which should inform what we do in our school improvement plan. So nonetheless, as this group, governing body for our school, we need to start working on our school strategic plan. Ms. Miller, do you have the capabilities to share your screen and pull up the workbook that I was just talking to you about?
Yes, sir. Doing it now. Can everyone see my screen?
Yep.
Okay.
So this is a copy of our school improvement plan.
Okay, sorry. It's this one. Can you also, did the screen change?
It did not.
Okay, let me hit new share. My apologies.
Okay.
And that is my son. School strategic workbook. Here we go. Can you all see now?
Yes, can you make it a little bigger?
Yes, I'm gonna put it in present mode, but I'm
Okay,
gonna have to come out of that to edit.
got it. All right. So this is a copy of our strategic plan workbook. And as you can see, it asks for our mission, which We have updated our mission, so we'll need to add that. And again, our mission is through an intentional culture of care, equity, and pride, perseverance, respect, integrity, discipline, and excellence. All John Lewis and Invictus Academy students will be well prepared to perform at their individual best. And then our vision is to provide a compassionate and equitable learning environment that fosters students' abilities to thrive with an intentional focus on literacy and a high quality of teaching. We envision our students becoming local, national, and global leaders who will be catalysts for economic and social change. So again, that work's been done on our mission and vision. We'll need to add those. When we look at our SMART goals, I want to pull up the SMART goals that we did list in our school improvement plan, and I want to see what this team thinks about those, and if we would be comfortable with adding those to our to this plan. In addition, today, if we could look at the fostering academic excellence for all with data, curriculum, and instruction and signature programming, and then building a strong, a culture of student support, whole child intervention, and personalized learning. We can look at the strategic priorities for those and the goals for that. And I think that would be a good place. And then we can pick up the rest at a different time. Ms. Miller, can you go up to the beginning where the goals are? I think it's on the,
Yes.
okay.
And overview.
Um,
Those are our overarching needs.
the goals
Goals, sorry, the SMART goals, right?
are, right.
Okay, can you all see my screen? It's purple. It says SMART
Yes.
goals. Okay,
To be a bit-
give me a moment so I can make this larger.
Okay.
From current slide. Okay. Can
All
everyone
right,
see
so,
that?
so you see our SMART goals. We want to increase the percentage of developing and above learners on the Georgia milestones by 8 percentage points. So you can see for sixth grade, that will be 40.7. For seventh grade, 48.6. And then for eighth grade, 49.6. That's all around ELA. Let me make sure that's right. Yeah. So the first one, it doesn't say that, but the first one is all around ELA. Any thoughts, concerns about that or changes? Now, 8 percentage points is very aggressive, but again, that's speaking to developing plus. And to be honest, I wanted them to be aggressive. I believe the district has a 3% increase in proficient. So the district only looks at proficient plus learners. This goal is speaking to developing plus because right now, as it stands, we have about 63% of our students who are at the beginning level. And so, which means we have, under 40% of our kids that is at a beginning stage. So let that sink in for a second. We want to push our ELA by 8 percentage points, developing plus by the end of the year. Any thoughts or concerns about that?
Mr. Garner, is the 3%, because I'm taking notes, increase of proficient learners, is that for ELA specifically for the district?
I want to misquote. I believe that's for both ELA and math.
Okay. So, and then you said right now we're at 63% at beginning for ELA.
63%, right.
And then our goal, SMART goal, is a 8%, 8 percentage points increase on all grades.
Right, and developing plus, which would have us at 40.7% developing plus for sixth grade, 48.6 developing plus for seventh grade, and then 49.6 developing plus learners for eighth grade. And these percentages are coming from where we landed the last time we gave milestones. So not last year, because we only had about 50 kids to take it. Year prior to, where we had whole school.
So that's 2019.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Again, any thoughts on those goals?
I believe they're attainable, especially with our tier 1 intervention block, the support that the students have there and the collaborative work of, just everyone in the school.
I agree.
I agree too. I mean, I think we are moving into a place where we'll be being very intentional and strategic. So when we talk about the map data here shortly, show you some of the things that we put in place, but we know exactly how many kids we need according to MAP, which the district, the MAP assessment is a district provided universal screener. And what I've heard is that it's a very, very strong indicator or predictor of how students will perform on the Georgia milestones. And so based off of that data, after the first time we've given it, we'll give it 2 more times. We know exactly who the kids are, exactly how many kids we need to get these goals. So we want to just be very intentional and strategic about helping all of our students, but making sure that we have some intentional reinforcements for the students who we know can hit the mark. So if there's not any objection to it, I would like to adopt these goals for our strategic plan as well in the areas of ELA. So this will be one of our SMART goals. The other SMART goal in the second lighter purple box is referring to math. So again, the same, we want to increase by 8 percentage points for developing plus. And in my mind, what I want to see is a big portion of all of our students who landed in the beginning level to move to the developing level. On last Friday, we had data meetings with students where every student received their own individual grade report demographic sheet. On that sheet, it shows students where they were as far as their transcript grades. It also let them know where they landed on the MAP assessment, the first one that we've given, and their level. And it also gave some historical data, like how students performed on the Georgia milestones in the past. It listed their attendance data, and it also listed their discipline data. So we shared those sheets with our students, and we had them fill out their own individual data tracking sheet that the homeroom teachers took back up. And we will, go through that same process every time we give the MAP assessment, so kids will know where they are and how they are performing. Really excited about that. We also are in the midst of having parent-teacher conferences between now and the Thanksgiving break. The goal is to have one-on-one conferences with each student. So every teacher will meet with their homeroom student and go over that same demographic data that I was just speaking of. And so teachers have sent out information to parents. We did calling posts. We did Teachers in Touch, which is a universal communication platform that we have to reach out to parents about signing up for those conferences. Because again, we want parents and students to know exactly where they are. So again, this is our goal around math, SMART goals for 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. Is there any objection into adopting these same goals for our school's strategic plan? No objections? And silence means no. Go ahead, Ms. Triplett.
So this is all the information we have. Mr. Gunner, as far as your report, this is it, or is there something else on the agenda?
It's something else. What I want to do is go through these SMART goals. And again, we want to be able to add these to the strategic plan, the first workbook that Lori pulled up. So it's 2 different plans. But what we want to do is adopt this, if the team would like to, into the strategic plan so that that area of the plan is complete. We won't finish that plan today, but I do want to work through the first 2 areas of it, if possible. So what I just spoke about right now are the first 2 SMART goals. There will be 1 SMART goal around ELA, and these are the specific numbers that will live in that plan. The other box is pertaining to math. The next one would be around out of school suspension. So we want to have a SMART goal around out of school suspension, where we want to see a 15% decrease in total suspensions. And everybody who works in the school knows that we've been working towards that all year. But these will be the goals for the out of school suspension days.
Okay.
Does everybody follow me? I know I'm just kind of talking. I can see it clearly in my head, but I wonder if I'm communicating clearly what we're trying to do. Are you guys okay with what I'm saying, or do I need to
Yes.
do it differently?
Mhm.
We okay?
I think that's fine, yes.
Okay. All right. So what'll happen from here is Ms. Miller will take these goals, these 3 SMART goals, and put them inside of our school strategic plan workbook template. Ms. Miller, could you pull that back up?
Yes. Yes, sir. There we go. And let me hit new share so you can actually see it.
All right. So we'll put in our mission and our vision, and then SMART goals. So what we just spoke about, this first box, TBD, will be what we said for ELA. The second box will be what we said for math, as far as those 8 percentage points. This third box will be around the out of school suspension. And then we can probably table our last one for our next meeting. What I would like to look at now would be our school strategic priorities. And so they are, curriculum and instruction, signature programming, and data. All right. So Ms. Miller, I know we flip-flopping a lot back and forth, but if you could go back to the other plan, so we'll take a look at what we currently have in place and see
Yes,
if it
sir.
will work for this plan as well.
Can everyone see? Can everyone see this?
Yeah, but go back to the other workbook you were just in.
Oh, my apologies.
That's okay.
I have a lot of tabs open. Uh, yes, it's this one. Sorry. Let me hit new share. Share. Okay. Can everyone see that?
Yes.
Okay. So
All
you
right,
want me to
next,
go to
next,
next slide? Okay, I was just making sure.
Yeah. So our first priority is curriculum and instruction. And you can see our overall, what we want to do is implement a rigorous and culturally relevant and linguistically responsive curriculum with fidelity in all core content areas and instructional best practices in Tier 1 instruction. So our action steps around curriculum is to provide one-on-one instructional coaching to all of our teachers in core content areas to increase student engagement. And you can see the evidence and artifacts are coaching logs, which our instructional coaches have, the CT3 coaching data, which we have been focused on, primarily around precise directions and positive narration. Now we're about to move into application. Facilitate weekly PLCs that are led by PLC leads in collaboration with instructional coaches to build rigorous and engaging weekly lessons. So again, curriculum and instruction is the bucket, right? These are the things that we're doing to enhance it. So we're coaching, we're doing PLCs, we conduct data analysis on common assessments, we conduct professional development, we conduct classroom walkthroughs, and then we provide parents access to Google Classrooms. So again, I would like to take this information that we are currently doing and add that to our strategic plan, because these are the steps that we will continue to do from now over the next, couple years. There may be some changes in what we focus on during our coaching cycles, but in order to improve instruction, we will continue to do coaching cycles with instructional coaches. So is there any hesitation? Does everybody follow what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay. So again, Ms. Miller, we would do the same. Go to the next slide. You don't have to go. Yeah, go to the next slide. So these are our strategies around whole child and intervention. So as a whole, we want to implement a whole child system of supports that integrates social, emotional learning, behavior wellness, and comprehensive academic intervention plans. So right now, the district has committed to over the next 3 years of addressing learning loss as a result of COVID. So we have every day we do intervention block that focuses 2 days a week on Read 180 and Systems 44, and then 2 days a week on Math 180 that all of our students are involved in, except for students who tested out, and they are involved in enrichment. We have a school-wide system of consequences and incentives. We leverage grade level and school level behavior support team to implement restorative practices. This talks about the attendance protocol. We identify most at-promise students through attendance discipline and academic data and assign those students caseloads. That's Lori Miller's work, what her and her team does. Make sure those students are involved on caseloads. So And then we do weekly SEL lessons through elective classes. So these are the things that we've committed to address whole child intervention. And again, from now over the next few years, none of this will change. We will continue to have the intervention block. We will continue to make sure our students, who are most at-risk students, have those wraparound service supports. And we will continue to implement restorative practices when needed. So again, is there any objection from adding this to our strategic plan as well? Any questions?
No.
All right. And last one, Ms. Miller, if you can go to the next slide. So personalized learning is one of the initiatives that we are still, there's two more, it's still kind of lifting off the ground. We were chosen by the district to be one of the first 22 schools to implement personalized learning and receive the additional district support. So more to come on that, as I haven't gotten all of the information myself, but I do know that I've submitted the letter of intent for that, and we were selected. But throughout, personalized learning, we want to conduct to build differentiated reteach action plans. Teachers share ongoing class level and student level assessment data with students, and students track ongoing mastery, which we just started that on last Friday. Teachers implement varying instructional materials, which is again a part of the work that we are working towards to now be able to apply the concepts that we are learning, so that students are doing more hands-on engaging activities. But again, these are the steps and the measures that we would implement for personalized learning. There may be edits as we go, that we will be able to come to this team to talk about and see if these are things that you would agree that we could add to the plan. But foundationally, these are the things that we want to do around the personalized learning initiative. And then the last one that we'll talk about today would be STEAM. So STEAM is our signature program. Really excited about this priority and initiative. And again, what we want to do, because what I don't want to do is keep adding things onto our teachers' plates. So we're going to make sure that personalized learning and STEAM are in collaboration or married, so to speak. But we are starting our STEAM initiative. Some of these action steps we've already done, like developing a STEAM steering committee, establishing a STEAM vision, developing a STEAM communication and culture building plan. So again, some of these things are getting off the ground now. Ongoing STEAM PL, which we've already had the first one. The next one will be coming up around rigor and relevance. After that, we'll do another training on claim evidence and reasoning. And then develop a STEAM enrichment plan to provide scholars with ongoing exposure and experiences outside of the classroom. And I can talk to you more about like some of the things we're doing, like the kids who are in the enrichment classes who aren't doing the Systems 44 and the Read 180 are working on STEAM projects, and we'll have our first STEAM case showcase coming up within the next couple of weeks. So I'm really excited about that and how we grow that to be all the students in the school and not just that select few of students. But again, this is our signature programming. These are the foundational steps that we will take. And again, we will make edits as we go to improve the strategic plan, which covers, I believe, through 2025. Any objection or anything that's not clear about that?
I just want to kind of state for the record, Mr. Garner, that I think it's awesome that we actually have a STEAM coach dedicated to this work, and that she's been just very integral in training the faculty and staff, as well as being hands-on with our students. So I think that is just a major game changer.
I think too, when I see these plans, it lets me know that, our work is like, we didn't do these plans for no reason, that we are doing what we have said we were going to do in these plans. And now we just have to see the fruits of it. So next steps, Ms. Miller, would be, again, taking this info, putting it into the strategic workbook, strategic plan workbook, and then bringing that updated version of the strategic plan workbook to our next meeting so we can look at it. We can add our next SMART goal, which I'll bring an example of one that I think, but we can discuss as well. And anybody else can bring any drafts of what you think that should be. But we can discuss and create that goal together. And then we could look at the next phases of the strategic plan workbook. Thank you for that. So those will be the two discussion items. Well, one of the discussion items. The next thing I want to pull up is the map data for you to be able to see. Is Ms. Gibson, did Ms. Gibson step out? Yes, she did.
So I'm not sure.
Okay.
Do you want me
All
to
right.
share my screen?
Can I share mine?
Yes, you can. Yes.
Okay. All right. Give me 1 second. Let me pull this up real quick.
I have it queued up.
No, the map data.
Yes, sir. If it's the Word document.
No, it's this.
Okay.
All right. Let me go back to this. Let me share my screen. Pull this up. I'll share this. All right. Can everybody see my screen? You see Georgia milestone goals?
Yes.
All right. So again, this is based off map, everybody, and we'll update it when we give the next map assessment. But as you guys can see, in order to hit that goal that we just spoke about, that 8% percentage point, right? We need 97 students to be at the developing plus. And so according to map, after we gave the first map for 6th grade, we only had 85 students. So we need 12 more, which to me means the 85 that hit the mark the first time have to remain at that spot. And then we have to get at least 12 more in order to hit that goal, right? And if you look at 6th grade math, saying we had about 82. So in order to hit that very aggressive goal, we need 26 more. So again, we got to maintain who we have and push to get the other 26. For 7th grade ELA, same, we had 88. We need a total of 137. So you see, we need 49 more in 7th grade. 7th grade math, we had 82. We need 49 more to hit 131. For 8th grade, we had 126. We need 24 more. And then 8th grade math, we actually already hit the goal. We will be up by 18. But again, those students have to maintain, and there's nothing wrong with getting more than 106, right? So a lot of work to do. But when we come back in January, we're going to know who these 97, 108, 137, 131, 150, 88, we got to know who they are. And you see what our goals are. We need 125 in social studies, which we didn't have 8th grade in 2019. We need 67 in science for 8th grade, and we need 34 from that high school physical science class that Mr. Rozier is teaching. So again, we want to put these kids' names up. We want to use our after school and Saturday school when we start that up to target those students and make sure that we hit those goals. Any questions about MAP and the predictor scores?
No, my concern would have been, have the teachers been informed, but you say you all are going to do that in January, right?
Yeah. So the not just in January, but the ELA and math teachers have been informed of their numbers.
Okay.
Yeah, and what they need to hit. I think Ms. Rumpf, is it 50? Did we say 50? Did we say 50? Then we said 50 per teacher in ELA, which would give us, that would give us, 150. But that's the goal. So each one of those ELA teachers and math teachers are, we need 50 students. Just a good question, though, and good point, Ms. Triplett. All right, I'll stop sharing. We have any, what's next on the agenda?
Ms. Leslie, you still have your agenda up?
Yes, the map data discussion, we just completed that. And the next is the information items, the principal's report.
I don't have much in the principal's report, just that we are beginning our benchmark testing beginning tomorrow. ELA benchmark tomorrow. Thursday will be math. School-wide. ELA and math school-wide. Next week on Tuesday, we'll do social studies, and next Wednesday we will do
You said social studies on Tuesday?
next Tuesday, yes, ma'am, and science Wednesday. And what we want to do is we're gonna run the same plays that we're gonna run for Georgia Milestones. So students will and teachers receive training on this on Monday. But we will, all students will report to homeroom, and we'll test in our homerooms for the first 2 hours of the day and run a modified schedule after that. And so we'll be on that schedule on, like I said, on tomorrow and Thursday. Friday will be a normal day. We'll also send communication home to parents regarding benchmark tests and how important it is for their students to take it seriously and that their students come to school tomorrow. So I sent out messaging around that on yesterday. We also sent some messaging out through Teachers in Touch. Ms. Bright was able to do that for parents even today. So that's where the focus lies right now. Proud to be able to announce that we did hit our out of school suspension goal for the month of October. It's the first month that we've actually hit the goal. 2 years ago, out of school suspension was at 318 days for the month of October alone. And we had 180, I believe. Yeah, 180 for the month of October this year. So still a lot, but we hit the goal. We crushed the goal actually. So we celebrated this past Friday for that. And we have a goal for November that we want to do the same. So we want to take that positive momentum into the next month. Outside of that, that's all I have for the. I'm getting some other updates. Thank you for that too. We just did Hispanic Heritage Month, which ended, I believe it was October the 15th. That was really a really fun and good exposure for our Hispanic students. We had a culminating activity and a couple weeks ago where those kids received some authentic Mexican dishes. We also did a Hispanic Heritage Spotlight each and every day in Spanish and English over the intercom for our afternoon announcements. We just had breast cancer awareness last week, where staff members came dressed in pink. We did our Red Ribbon Spirit Week last week, which was really festive and fun throughout the school. The kids really got involved. And staff. And so if you follow our social media pages, you'll be able to see that. Things that are coming up are our student council. We are creating a student council to be led by our social worker, Ms. Blackwood, and assistant principal, Mrs. Green, and Ms. Miller that's on this call. So I'm excited about the student council and having a class representative for each classroom. We have a student tech team that's been created as well with Ms. Bright, where we'll have students who will be able to troubleshoot and fix low-level computer issues for their peers. And we just had a locker decorating contest. And we gave big prizes out to the kids who had the best locker decorations. And on this Thursday, we will have our first annual commitment to graduation ceremony with our 8th grade students here at the school, beginning at 11:30 in the auditorium. We'll have the head of student discipline, Dr. Maurice Granger, I don't know if he's doctor or not, and principal from Douglas High School, Ms. Forstella Taylor, to come over as all of our 8th grade students commit to graduating on time in the year of 2026. We'll have a big banner signing celebration and some encouraging words to those students. So a lot of good things that's happening and that are about to happen here at John Lewis. That's all I have for the principal update.
Okay. If we have no further updates, does anyone have any announcements? No announcements. Now we're at the adjournment. If we have no further announcements. We have reached the end of our agenda. Is there any additional business at this time? No. May I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I motion to adjourn the meeting.
A second.
All right. That is it.
Can we have someone to second? the
I
adjournment?
second that motion.
Okay, thank you. All in favor, please raise your hand or say aye.
Aye.
All right.
All opposed? Any abstentions? You happy, Miss Leslie?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, cool. All righty. Meeting is adjourned.
Okay. The
Right,
meeting,
team. Thank you. Appreciate it. See you at the next one.
thank you.
All right.